I kind of want to start with Burt,
Okay.
actually.
Okay, cool.
I did. I I'm like you. It's really hard to classify this song as like kind of like a I guess like a modern day song. How would you classify it? Like it's kind of like it almost seems like it's not elevator music, but it's like something that you would play like in between sets at the orchestra, the symphony almost.
Yeah, I mean, people do call it elevator music. It's not. That's not an insult. I mean, it's cool elevator music, but it is in that genre milieu, so to speak. Um, Burt Bacharach and Hal David is like his writing partner, right? So the two of them wrote basically all of the songs that he's famous for together. Um, and and Mr. Bacharach also did concerts, like he played piano and he like sang them at the concerts, but he was not the songs that he is famous for. He is not famous for singing them. He's famous for composing them. Like so, this is the first song that we've covered from the white side of the world, so to speak, that is not from really the country blues folk rock tradition at all. This is more from the Sinatra, Barry Manilow,
There we
jazz, big band kind of
there we
world.
go.
It's that kind of song instead
Yeah.
of, or the kind of song you would hear maybe in movies or in Broadway shows and that kind of thing. It's that kind of show. This song actually I did not know um was became famous from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. It was played in that movie.
Okay.
So that's where it not comes from originally, but like where it became famous in the larger world. Um, so
Right.
I learned a lot about Mr. Bacharach too, as I was researching him, because this is not, I mean, the songs, when I name off some of the songs that he composed, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know you will, but like the people listening to will be like, oh yeah, I know those songs. But he's not one of those things. And I feel weird calling him anything other than Mr. But I mean, he died, he was 94 when he passed away last week. So we're recording this on February 12th, and he passed away on the 8th. So um, he had a long, long career of composing for sure. And I just wanted to do something to honor him because the songs are everywhere. Like when you hear which ones that he's done, you'll be like, oh yeah, like I know that, I know that, I know that, I know that. Sure.
No, it's he's he's a composer and an arranger, I think, from
Mm.
another time, for another era. I think the Sinatra and Manilow comparisons were great. And that's why I don't like calling it elevator music, quite frankly,
Right.
because it's really more, I think I like your phraseology of the big band.
Yeah. It comes from
Because
that world.
yeah, he comes from that world. I mean I mean Quincy Jones, who, most notably known for Off the Wall and Thriller, comes from that world too.
Yep.
You know,
Like
poser and
you can take some of these melodies that you hear in Burt Bacharach songs and put a little funk bass line on it, and you have Stevie Wonder. Like you have that kind of melody. That kind
correct.
of Stevie Wonder takes that rock blues funk stuff and melds it with this kind of song. And you have My Sharia Moore, and you have Sir Duke, and you
Yeah.
have those kind of songs come from this kind of world too.
Yes. I think that's an excellent way of putting it. You know what you want to know what's great about both of these records? Because they're using you know, music works when it's something everybody understands.
Hmm.
Well, the themes of these songs, and this is what I mean when a lot of the time when I talk about albums like Illmatic, I talk about the timeless themes.
Hmm.
Rain, Andrew, always, you know what I mean, resonates with people for some reason. Like
Yeah.
people, us, we always have a feeling about rain. Do you ever notice that?
Mm.
Some of us love it, some of us hate it.
Yeah.
Think about in the form of rain that you were talking about was happening. It's like, oh yeah, if it was 10 degrees colder, it'd be some snow rain. But
Hmm.
instead, misty rain.
Yeah.
Like we attach a certain level of emotion to rain on various levels more than I think any other climate change.
Yeah, my wife went to college in Seattle, so she's used to like walking in it, and she just walks in it like it's nothing, like there's nothing there. And I'm not. I mean, I love it as a not as a farmer, but like as somebody who likes gardening and growing things. Like I know it's important, but like she and both of them, my little younger daughters, love playing in the rain. Like, I mean, it's or not 35, it's like 38 degrees outside, and they don't do it today. But if it was like 65 degrees and rain, they would all be out there playing in it. Like, so, and that's not really my thing. But yeah, but you're right that we all have
Yeah.
our our things, right?
Not my thing either, but for me, when it rains as a writer, I'm always more inspired to write. I'll tell you what, I actually my dog Woody, my Yorkie, Woody
Mhm.
got me up morning at like 6 o'clock. He had to use the bathroom. You know, he's older now. He's
Yeah.
11.
Okay.
So he just works on a time schedule. So sometimes he wakes up like, hey, dude, gotta go. Let's bust a
Yep.
move. And it's like, oh, okay. So, I got up
You
and I went to the bathroom. And so, quite frankly, I'm sitting in the chair after letting him out. And a rhyme came to me.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, it's like, it must still be raining outside. I was like, because it's like 6:30 in the morning. And I'm sitting up here thinking of like rhymes and music and stuff. And it's just coming in my head. So I'm sitting up there on my phone, just like typing it down. And it's coming in pieces and fragments like it often
Sure.
does. I'm like, this is great. Like the dog got me up. It's raining. Now my creative mind is just kind of like
Right.
turning. That's what the rain does to me.
Hmm. That's really cool. No, and rain is usually used like in poetry and in like historically
Mhm.
speaking, used as a metaphor for darkness and depression and sadness, and like it's because it's mirroring like tears coming from your eyes. I mean, that's the metaphor that's usually used in not popular like in poetry, like from the 1600s, 1700 day, like a long time ago. You get that as a metaphor for sadness or darkness or whatever. And one of my favorite parts about this, and one of the interesting twists for both of these songs actually, is that neither of them are dark songs. They're both happy and uplifting songs. So it's an interesting. They're both using rain, but they're using it differently than you would normally see it being used.
Well, let's compare some things. So let's take somebody from that. Well, actually, I think he's a little younger than that. But let's take somebody poetry and poet laureate wise, like a Edgar Allan Poe,
Okay.
and let's contextualize how he writes and puts rain into his deep and dark,
Right.
depressing writing style and format. Because when you spoke of rain and depression, he's the first writer that I
Yeah.
thought of.
A lot of the romantic writers, the ones like mid 1800s, are doing that.
Correct. I think they're playing off that classical style
Hmm.
from that time period before that
Yeah.
medieval time frame that you're
Yeah.
speaking of. But the way that he contextualizes rain in his writing is always attaching it to the dreariness or the sadness or the somberness or the lack of love that's in his life or in the character's life.
Hmm.
Here, the life is kind of being lived through the rain. It's
Right.
almost like, well, the raindrops keep falling on my head, but it
But
kind of
it's
feels
fine.
good. But it kind of feels like he's almost saying it as if like it feels good when it's falling on my head, though. Like nothing's wrong with it. This is actually
Right.
like a good time. I'm looking at the rain the way I look at the sunshine.
Hmm.
And so
I mean, my eyes will soon be turning red, right? And that's like I'm not crying over this. This is fine. Like it's just
so
something that's happening external to me.
I think something about that is very Americanized too.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I thought too. Yeah, it's a very um, happy, in control of your destiny, Jiminy Cricket to give a little whistle, kind of.
I
A little
was
bit of
thinking I was thinking a little deeper, like historical context, like Theodore Roosevelt, progressive movement. We can do anything,
that.
like we can't be stopped. I might be a little man, but I carry a big stick, like all that
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, all that.
there's some of that too. Like this can't, like, not even nature can stop me. Like it's
Right.
not like rain. It's interesting. Now I'm thinking about it. It's not because he doesn't use. He's not saying rain like pouring rain. It's like raindrops. So it's like
Right.
drip, 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 drip. Right. It's not. They're individual pieces, and I guess somehow they feel more manageable. Maybe I don't know. Than like a whole sheet of rain coming down at once. I don't know. I'm BSing now, but like I'm
Well,
just thinking through it out loud. This is one of the notes that I wrote down actually is that I know less about both of these songs, especially Burt Bacharach. Like I knew very little about his personal history. I knew some of the songs, but um, so this is more of a reaction style video, I guess, like where I am reacting to what I hear in it, and not like I'm not here giving you context for like how he wrote the whatever, like because I don't know that. in the same kind of way.
Hey y'all, thanks for making it to the end of this video. If you love this, check out this video right here. It's another one that where Coop and I are talking about how two songs go together that you wouldn't maybe think go together. So thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.